Stop. Before you waste hours on the most popular games of 2025, let me tell you which ones are actually worth playing. I played 15 of the most popular games this year, and trust me, some blew my mind, while others were a total disaster. No sugarcoating, no fluff, just the brutal truth. Let's get straight into it. Dynasty Warriors. Origins brings us back to the chaotic battlefields of ancient China, offering massive 1 versus 1,000 battles. Jumping into this game, I felt an immediate sense of nostalgia mixed with excitement. The large-scale battles are as thrilling as ever, and the ensemble cast adds depth to the narrative. However, the protagonist's amnesia trope feels a bit overused, making the main character somewhat of a blank slate. That said, the surrounding characters are well developed, and their stories kept me engaged. For newcomers, this game serves as a solid entry point. While veterans will appreciate the return to form, it truly feels like the series has found its footing again. Dynasty Warriors. Origins successfully revitalizes the series, offering both new and returning players an exhilarating experience on the battlefield. Now, let's venture into the wild with our next title. Monster Hunter Wilds invites players into expansive landscapes hunting monsters. Embarking on this adventure, I was immediately captivated by the breathtaking environments and the sheer scale of the hunts. The action sequences are intense, and the satisfaction of taking down colossal beasts is unparalleled. However, as a newcomer, I found the campaign lacking in guidance, making the initial hours somewhat daunting. The game assumes a level of familiarity, which might deter some players. Yet, for those willing to persevere, the depth and content available are immense, promising countless hours of engagement. Monster Hunter Wilds offers a rich and challenging experience, though it may require patience from newcomers to fully appreciate its depth. Switching gears, let's drop into the battlegrounds of our next game. Continues to deliver its signature Battle Royale experience, pitting players against each other in a fight for survival. Returning to PUBG in 2025, I was curious to see how it has evolved. The core mechanics remain solid, and the adrenaline rush of being the last one standing is still present. However, I couldn't help but notice a shift in the player-based dynamics. Encounters with highly skilled opponents wielding powerful weapons like the AUG from considerable distances became more frequent, leading to some frustrating moments. This steep competition curve might pose challenges for casual players looking for a more balanced experience. While PUBG retains its foundational excitement, the current competitive landscape may be daunting for some players. From battlefields to fantastical realms, let's explore our next adventure. Genshin Impact offers open-world adventure filled with elemental reactions, a good story, grindy gacha, and unfair endgame for free-to-play players. Returning back into Teyvat in 2025, I was reminded of the game's stunning visuals and intricate world design. The elemental combat system remains engaging, and the co-op mode adds a layer of fun when teaming up with friends. However, the gacha mechanics are still very bad. While the game is free-to-play, progressing to getting your favorite characters or weapons is grindy and heavily dependent on luck, which you can overcome with real money that won't sit well with free-to-play players. Genshin Impact continues to lure with its expensive world and dynamic combat, though you will require to spend money, so free-to-play players should better avoid this game. Now, taking a step back from gamble labeled as adventure, let's relax with our next title. Wanderstop offers a serene escape, emphasizing exploration and introspection over competition. From the moment I started Wanderstop, I felt a sense of calm wash over me. The game's vibrant colors and quirky characters create an inviting atmosphere. The controls are intuitive, making navigation a breeze. What stood out most was the game's ability to surprise and evoke emotion through its dialogue and incidental text. It's a refreshing departure from games that prioritize winning, allowing players to simply exist and explore. Wanderstop is a delightful journey that encourages players to slow down and savor the experience. Now, let's dive into the competitive realm of our next game. League of Legends remains one of the biggest competitive games in the world, but in 2025, is it still worth your time? Jumping into League in 2025, the core gameplay is still as addictive as ever. The champion roster is bigger than ever, offering tons of variety. Riot Games continues to refine mechanics, with new champions and balance patches keeping things fresh. The new arena mode is a fun addition, giving players a faster-paced alternative to traditional Summoner's Rift matches. However, the problems that have plagued League for years still remain. The matchmaking system often leads to unbalanced games, making some matches frustrating. The toxic community is still a major issue. Some games feel more like a battle against teammates than opponents. And while the monetization isn't as aggressive as some games, overpriced skins and battle passes continue to be a sore point. League of Legends is still one of the best MOBAs out there, with deep strategy and satisfying gameplay. But if you're not willing to deal with toxic players and occasional unfair matchmaking, it might not be worth the headache. Next, let's take a look at Rocket League, a game where skill and chaos collide. Rocket League combines soccer with high-octane vehicles, offering a unique and fast-paced competitive experience. Jumping back into Rocket League in 2025, I was eager to see how the game has evolved. The core gameplay remains as exhilarating as ever, with its blend of strategy and vehicular acrobatics. However, some longtime players have expressed concerns about the current meta. A former top 100 player noted that the new meta feels less rewarding, stating, "The only downside of Rocket League is that the skills you acquire in-game can't be used elsewhere." This sentiment highlights a perceived stagnation in skill progression, which might deter veteran players seeking fresh challenges. Rocket League continues to deliver its signature thrilling gameplay, but the current meta may feel less rewarding for seasoned players. Now, let's delve into the post-apocalyptic world of Atomfall. Atomfall is a survival RPG set in post-apocalyptic England, drawing inspiration from the wind-scale nuclear fire of 1957. Players navigate a deceptively serene countryside, uncovering dark secrets and facing mutated threats. Venturing into Atomfall, I was immediately struck by the juxtaposition of the tranquil English countryside against the underlying tension of impending danger. The game's atmosphere is immersive, with a compelling narrative that encourages exploration. Combat, however, presents a mixed bag. While the variety of weapons, including uniquely British items like cricket bats, adds charm, the mechanics can feel clunky at times. An audio bug on Xbox platforms, causing sound to randomly cut out, further hampers the experience, though a workaround involving adjusting the autosave timeout has been identified. Despite these issues, the game's multiple endings and non-linear storytelling offer significant replayability. Atomfall delivers an engaging post-apocalyptic narrative with a rich setting, though technical issues and combat mechanics may detract from the overall experience. Shifting gears, let's explore the narrative depths of Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector is a heartfelt sci-fi RPG where players manage resources, embark on missions, and delve into the complexities of an android existence. Embarking on this sequel, I was drawn into its expansive universe, which is approximately twice the size of its predecessor. The increased scale offers a plethora of locations to explore, each with its own unique ambiance. However, this breadth comes with a trade-off. The narrative feels somewhat stretched, leading to less intimate connections with individual locales and characters. The crew members, while intriguing, seem underutilized, lacking opportunities for meaningful development or gameplay integration. Nonetheless, the game's core mechanics and storytelling remain compelling, providing a thought-provoking experience. Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector expands its universe ambitiously, offering a rich narrative experience, though it occasionally sacrifices depth for breadth. Next, let's hit the pitch with FIFA 25. FIFA 25 continues the legacy of EA Sports' football simulation series, introducing new features and modes to enhance the virtual soccer experience. Diving into FIFA 25, the new Rush mode immediately caught my attention. This fast-paced addition injects excitement into the gameplay, offering a fresh twist on traditional matches. Graphically, the game shines, delivering realistic player models and stadium atmospheres. However, the user interface feels cumbersome, reminiscent of touchscreen designs, which can make navigation less intuitive. Additionally, while Rush mode is a highlight, other aspects of the game feel overly familiar, lacking significant innovation. For longtime fans, this iteration may feel like a modest update rather than a groundbreaking release. FIFA 25 offers engaging new features like Rush mode and impressive visuals, but falls short in delivering substantial innovations across the board. Now, let's engage in tactical combat with Counter-Strike 2. Counter-Strike 2 aims to modernize the classic tactical shooter experience with updated mechanics and visuals. Returning to Counter-Strike 2, the refined mechanics and art direction are immediately noticeable, providing a fresh yet familiar experience. However, the game presents a steep learning curve, which may be daunting for newcomers. Additionally, some players have reported performance issues, noting that higher-end hardware is required for optimal gameplay. Despite these challenges, for veterans of the series, Counter-Strike 2 offers a satisfying and competitive environment that stays true to its roots. Counter-Strike 2 revitalizes the classic shooter with updated visuals and mechanics, though its steep learning curve and performance demands may deter some players. Let's shift to a more casual setting with Among Us. Among Us is a social deduction game where players collaborate to complete tasks aboard a spaceship while identifying the imposters among them. Revisiting Among Us in 2025, I was curious about the new updates outlined in their recent roadmap. The developers have planned enhancements to matchmaking and user interface, aiming to streamline the gaming experience. While these improvements are promising, the core gameplay remains largely unchanged. For veterans, this might feel repetitive, but newcomers will still find the deception and teamwork elements engaging. Among Us continues to offer entertaining social deduction gameplay, with upcoming updates poised to refine the experience further. Now, let's explore the cooperative adventure of Split Fiction. Split Fiction is a cooperative action-adventure game that emphasizes teamwork and narrative depth. Diving into Split Fiction, I was immediately impressed by its fluid, fast-paced gameplay and the seamless integration of cooperative mechanics. The game offers a variety of powers and tools that are both fun and strategically engaging. Visually, the environments are stunning, providing a rich backdrop for the unfolding story. The protagonists, Zoe and Mio, are well-developed characters whose journey resonates emotionally. The game's Friends Pass feature, allowing a friend to join without an additional purchase, is a commendable approach to cooperative gaming. However, some players might find certain sci-fi sequences less compelling, and the story, while heartfelt, may not break new ground in narrative innovation. Split Fiction sets a high bar for cooperative gaming with its engaging mechanics, beautiful design, and thoughtful character development. Next, we delve into the stealthy world of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Assassin's Creed Shadows brings us to 16th century Japan, blending stealth and action with dual protagonists, Naoe, a nimble shinobi, and Yasuke, a powerful samurai. Right away, the game impresses with its gorgeous world and fluid parkour. Playing as Naoe feels like a return to the series' stealth roots, with tools and movement that make sneaking genuinely satisfying. Yasuke, on the other hand, offers heavy, impactful combat, making battles feel intense. The world is alive with dynamic weather and NPC schedules, making exploration rewarding. However, the narrative feels somewhat hollow compared to past Assassin's Creed titles. While the setting is incredible, the characters and overarching story don't leave a lasting impact. The game also leans heavily into brutality, which fits the era but may not be for everyone. On the technical side, visuals shine, but occasional frame rate drops and stiff animations hold it back from perfection. A visually stunning return to stealth-focused gameplay, but a weak story and technical hiccups might disappoint longtime fans. Now, let's switch gears and hit the field with MLB The Show 25. The latest installment of MLB The Show refines its core gameplay with new animations, deeper mechanics, and an expanded Road to the Show mode. Right away, the improved animations stand out. Fielding feels smoother, and batting has more weight. The new ambush hitting mechanic adds an interesting layer of strategy, letting players predict and punish pitches. Road to the Show now starts at high school, adding more depth to player progression. Online co-op in Diamond Dynasty is another solid addition, making team play more engaging. But the game isn't without issues. While the additions are great, the career mode can feel repetitive over time. Online play has had stability problems, with lag and connection drops frustrating players. And while visuals are polished, some animations still look awkward, especially in non-playable cutscenes. A solid evolution of the series with meaningful improvements, though online issues and career mode repetition hold it back from being a home run. So, was it all worth it? Some of these games blew me away, while others, well, let's just say I won't be touching them again. But what about you? Have you played any of these? Do you agree, or did I just roast your favorite game? Let me know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, I truly appreciate it. This channel is all about helping gamers find their next favorite, avoid the bad ones, and just enjoy gaming to the fullest. Whether you're here for honest reviews, hidden gems, or just to explore new worlds, you're in the right place. So stick around, check out the channel, and let's keep the adventure going.